Trump's advisor Steve Bannon in trouble for possible criminal charges.
Rates of gun violence in the U.S. have risen since the start of COVID-19. Find out why.
Feel the Halloween spirit and reach for the sky. I'll tell you all about it, partner.
Broadcasting live from the University of North Texas, this is ntTV Nightly News.
Thanks for joining us on ntTV Nightly News. I'm Kayla Holt.
And I'm Hannah Gonzalez. Tonight, those 17 American missionaries kidnapped by a gang in Haiti are facing a deadly threat. The gang leader says that he will kill the hostages if his demands of $1 million per person are not met. He made the threat in a video posted on social media earlier today. The hostages were part of a missionary group visiting the country. The gang leader, Wilson Joseph, also threatened top officials in the Haitian government. He made those threats while standing in front of coffins holding bodies of several members of his gang who were recently killed.
And in a developing story tonight, police now confirm the partial remains found in a Florida nature reserve are those of Brian Laundrie. He was the fiancé of Gabby Petito, the woman who disappeared last month while on vacation with Laundrie. Her body was found in Wyoming and she had been strangled to death. Laundrie had been a person of interest in the investigation since the beginning, but fled from police and had disappeared. This is a developing story, and we will bring you more as it becomes available.
Tonight, a developing story. The House of Representatives has voted to hold Trump ally Steve Bannon in criminal contempt for defying a subpoena. CNN's Ryan Noble has more on the story.
Steve Bannon, a longtime advisor of former President Donald Trump, and the man who predicted this on the day before January 6th.
All hell is going to break loose tomorrow.
Now in a legal predicament. The House of Representatives voting to refer him to the Department of Justice for criminal contempt of Congress because he has refused to comply with the subpoena of the January 6th.
On January 5th, Steve Bannon said on his podcast that all hell is going to break loose tomorrow. He promised something unprecedented, unforeseen, and told everybody to buckle up or fasten on or whatever. You tell me.
The vote now triggers a process in the hands of the Department of Justice. They will decide if Bannon's defiance is worthy of prosecution. If convicted, Bannon could face fines and jail time. Attorney General Merrick Garland will have the final call.
The department recognizes the important oversight role that this committee, the House of Representatives, and the Senate play with respect to the executive branch.
Capitol Hill today being grilled by Republicans over things like the independence of the DOJ and conflicts at school board meetings. But when Democrats asked about Bannon, he refused to tip his hand.
The Department of Justice will do what it always does in such circumstances. It will apply the facts and the law and make a decision consistent with the principles of prosecution.
Meanwhile, the committee continues to negotiate with other Trump allies to get them to cooperate with their investigation. They've postponed depositions for former White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows and Pentagon official Kash Patel. Dan Scavino, the former Deputy White House Chief of Staff, is now scheduled to appear before the committee on November 4th, as some lawmakers sound the alarm about future elections.
Even now, however, the ex-president and his allies continue to cast doubt on the last election and appear to be drafting a plan to overturn the next one. And next time, we may not be so lucky.
All this while Trump himself continues to peddle false rhetoric about the 2020 election and attempts to whitewash the violence and chaos of January 6th. The insurrection took place on November 3rd, Trump wrote in a statement. January 6th was a protest.
Another political story tonight. For the past year, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick has been on the hunt for proof of voter fraud after ex-President Donald Trump's election loss. He offered a $25,000 bounty to the person who found it, but it backfired. Instead of going to an informant who tracked down fraud by Democrats, Patrick's five-figure payout went to a poll worker whose tip led to a single conviction of illegal voting by a registered Republican.
Hannah, the weather has been absolutely perfect lately.
It has, Kayla. It's warm during the day, but a little bit chilly during the mornings and nights.
Yes, hopefully it will stay that way. But let's see what our weather anchor Lexi Flores has to say about tonight's weather.
Thanks, ladies. Now, I'm thrilled to be here at Texas Women's University at their Halloween event called Boo at the U. Now, it's a beautiful evening out, so let's take a first look. It's currently 82 degrees out with a wind speed of 7 miles per hour, and we are having a sunny evening. Going into tonight's conditions, it is going to drop down to 56 degrees with a wind speed of 10 miles per hour, and we are expected to have a clear night. Going into tomorrow's conditions, it's going to feel just like today at 82 degrees with a wind speed of 10 miles per hour, and we are expected to have a sunny day tomorrow as well. Now, that's all I have for our first look, but stay tuned later on in the show for our 7-day forecast. Back to you ladies at the desk.
Thanks, Lexi. I recently had the privilege of exploring a nonprofit organization in downtown Dallas. Let's take a look.
Based on research from the Bassick Center on Homeless and Vulnerable Youth, lack of affordable housing is a primary cause of homelessness in families. Often one or both parents are working, but not making a livable wage. Additionally, events such as illness, unemployment, accidents, and violence limit the ability to secure stable and affordable housing. One nonprofit organization located in downtown Dallas works hard to ensure that homelessness doesn't lead to hopelessness. Family Gateway is an organization that provides stability for displaced families within the DFW Metroplex. The organization takes pride in stressing the importance of education and offer adults and children with access to other resources within the community. The staff of Family Gateway provides clients not only with emergency shelters, but also help them achieve a level of self-sufficiency that is truly life-altering.
I mean, really, it could be any of us that gets in this situation, especially with COVID. There's been a huge rise in homelessness. So just just being thoughtful, and we really will take anything. Don't feel like it has to be something big. Everything counts. Like I said, we're donation based. You might feel like, okay, I have a bag of pencils, but I'm not really sure if they need it. We'll take those. So everything counts.
The Family Gateway Center currently has 35 rooms for families with children, which turn over frequently as the families start to regain independence and transition into a different level of housing support.
I want to thank Kendra Suber for taking the time to bring awareness to the homeless crisis in Dallas.
And tonight, another way to look at how people live at an exhibit at the UNT CoLab that highlights Denton residents.
ntTV's Kelsey Clark is live at the square with more.
Thanks, guys. I'm here at the Walking Dead photo exhibition here at the UNT CoLab. This isn't about the TV show, though. This exhibition documents today's culture through the residents of Denton. Photographer Bird Williams IV says these photos are not art. They are meant to document a place and time through its people for future historians to study. Not only is there photos, Williams' book is for sale, and a feature documentary film about his photographic legacy will be screened November 11th at the Modern Art Museum of Fort Worth. This exhibition will be shown through November 13th, and entry and events are free. Don't worry if you miss it. This series will be donated to the Bird Williams Family Photography Collection thanks to a $75,000 grant from the Texas State Library and Archives Commission. That's all I have for you today. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Kelsey. Our climate has now entered code red for your health. Stay tuned to find out what that means for the future.
We get a taste of the future as Samsung has now made the dream of designing your own phone a reality.
And join us as we visit the notorious haunted attraction, the Parker House.
It's that time of year where everyone plays a dangerous game with the flu. Going in uneducated, you run the risk of symptoms like cough, migraine, and fatigue. Don't be like this guy. Combat the flu with cough drops, ibuprofen, and a good night's sleep. Be smart. Don't catch the flu.
UNT is more than 125 years in the making. To find new solutions, we create a new point of view. We know what's possible when creativity, originality, and independent thought converge. We're ranked a Tier 1 research university. We're home to excellence the size of Texas. Define your future at UNT and soar to new heights.
In a study published by the Journal of Scientific Reports, gun violence has increased by 30% during the pandemic. The study examined rates of gun violence over a 13-month pandemic period and compared them to the same period during the previous year. Researchers found that 28 states have significantly higher rates of gun violence. Authors of the study suggested that the multiple factors contributed to this uptick, namely psychological stress from COVID-19 and an increase in firearm purchases. One state, however, reported a significantly lower risk of gun violence during the pandemic, and that was Alaska.
Climate change is getting a whole lot worse. Researchers are now saying we're set to have a code red impact on human health. Mandy Gaither has more on the climate's effect on people.
As Republicans and Democrats continue to grapple over the climate crisis.
No, the wildfires, hurricanes, that there is a climate crisis.
We have good ideas, and we intend to get a seat at the climate table and be productive with our ideas.
A report published in the Lancet Medical Journal predicts droughts will hurt food production, rising temperatures will encourage the spread of dangerous pathogens like malaria and cholera, and current climate trends indicate a code red for future health. In a 6-month period in 2020, the report says more than 51 million people were impacted by 84 disasters, from floods, droughts, and storms in countries already struggling with COVID-19. It says climate change contributed to more than 1,000 deaths during a record-breaking heat wave in the U.S. Pacific Northwest. The authors writing, the 2021 report of the Lancet Countdown finds a world overwhelmed by an ongoing global health crisis, which has made little progress to protect its population from the simultaneously aggravated health impacts of climate change. In an editorial with the report, authors say succumbing to the climate emergency is not inevitable, but change is necessary. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
I'm always looking for new things to do and new hobbies to pick up.
Well, Kayla, you are in luck. Our reporter Talia Munson has a new spot for you to try.
Thanks, Kayla and Hannah. Denton has so much to offer with its creative entities that happen to be right around the corner. One establishment located on the square on Oak Street is an art studio that opened in 2009. The studio soon evolved into a gallery that consists of paintings, jewelry, sculptures, pottery, and more. This lively location tends to every customer's wants and needs.
I was driving by and I saw this empty building here, and I thought I could do something there because I like to be real active. It started out as like my studio, and then it gradually turned into a gallery. It's a especially big time for art right now. There are so many uncertain things going on in the world that are sad and isolate people. By having a beautiful place with art where people can come and look at the art, come and make art, and come to hear music, it's so important in today's time.
The possibilities are endless for both the customer and artist here at the Creative Art Studio. Art mediums range from handmade crafts, watercolor paintings, pottery, and more.
If an artist wants to join the studio, first I need to have a empty space for them. I can always use jewelers in here because I have lots of space for jewelry. What's limited is the wall space. You can have a little space if you want to have prints. A large space like this would be around $150, but you can rent a half a space, you can rent a shelf. We have lots of different options for people who don't have very much money, so it's not as high risk.
I've been painting for a few years, doing oil painting, and I wanted a place to display them here in town, so I just happened to walk in one day and met Robin and asked her if she had space available, and she did, so I got lucky.
Gaines says the Creative Art Studio Gallery is great because it is Denton-centric and it's close to Denton Square. The pieces he creates that revolve around Denton are key for art consumers in the area.
You know, there's art hanging in a lot of the restaurants and coffee shops, which is awesome, but having a place here in downtown that is just focused just on local artists, I think it's a real asset for the community, and it's good to have, and I'm happy I can have my paintings here and display them.
This studio also serves the community with art and pottery classes. Check out the Art Creative Studio and Gallery website to learn more about its beautiful art, merchandise, and its unique entertainment. Back to you guys at the desk.
Kayla, I'm planning to go to the pumpkin patch, but I just don't know a day.
Well, let's go to our weather anchor, Lexi Flores, for a full look at the weather this upcoming week.
Thanks, ladies. Now, we are expected to have some nice weather this weekend, but I'll get back to that in just a moment. Let's take a look at our North Texas area. We are seeing some temperatures in the same range in those upper 80s and going into the 70s as well. We have Dallas sitting at 83 and in Fort Worth at 81. Taking a look across the state, we are seeing temperatures in the 80s as well. It's a little bit cooler up in Amarillo at 77 and in Houston at 88. Taking a look at our 7-day forecast, we are seeing a sunny weekend ahead with those high temperatures at the 80s and those low temperatures dropping into the 60s. We do see a 30% chance of rain coming in on Sunday evening. And then again on next week on Tuesday, we are expected to see a 20% chance of rain, and then again on Wednesday. So we do see a nice weekend ahead of us, perfect for those fall festivities. I do have a special guest coming to talk about what is happening here at Boo at the U, but that's all I have for weather. Back to you ladies at the desk.
Thanks, Lexi. Kayla, I've been really wanting to embrace that Halloween spirit this year.
Yes, I feel the same. Good thing our reporter Armando Berry is live at the Parker Haunted House in Denton. Armando?
Thanks, Hannah and Kayla. I'm at the Parker House that used to be a home mortuary before it was shut down by the FBI in the 1940s due to the horrific acts done by old man Parker's daughter, Mary Parker. The land has since been bought and turned into an attraction where people can come and purchase a ticket for a ride in their walkthrough show called Outbreak. In the show, you're taken around the property and you're given the mission to save the world from zombies and make your way through the mayhem that Mary Parker subjected to her victims. I'll have to find some bravery before I take on the Outbreak show, but for now, Hannah and Kayla, let's send it back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Armando. We are continuing our visits to October festivities at the TWU Boo Bash after the break.
And speaking of visits, with the new Royal Caribbean Cruise, you'll get to visit 65 countries and much more. Stay tuned.
Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry, man. Oh, sorry.
Imagine it's ice cream day at the office. And everyone from the day before voted for their favorite flavor. Everyone but you. You decided not to vote. The flavor they picked isn't the one that you wanted. But can you really complain? Shh! Now imagine that with an elected official.
Choose not to vote, choose not to be heard. Get registered today.
Do you ever wish you could customize certain aspects of your smartphone? Well, Samsung is going to let you do just that with their new Flip 3 smartphone. The company says you can be part of designing your own phone with 49 possible color combinations available. Your most trusted piece of technology can reflect your style and personality. Some colorways are quite exotic, such as combinations of striped back panels and different colored frames, including silver and black. But of course, this comes with a price. Being creative will put you out about $1,000. If you're interested, check out the Samsung website.
Well, we all know that children and Halloween make a great combination, and tonight, our weather anchor Lexi Flores wasn't the only person who got a chance to get in on the fun. Our own Sheriff, Woody, aka Villain Villagrand, is all dressed up and ready to party. Victor, what's going on at the Boo in the U?
Hey, howdy, hey! Thanks, ladies. I'm here at Texas Women's University, here at Boo at the U after it got canceled last year due to COVID-19. Now, as you can see all around me, there are families here. There's a lot of events, food, treats. There's a bunch of bouncy inflatables. They're all having fun here. Now, here with me, I have my favorite deputy. I'm gonna ask her a few more questions because she knows about this place more than I do. Now then, tell me, what is Boo at the U?
Boo at the U is where Denton community comes together, and there's little kids out here, there's college students, and we're all just kind of having fun, trick-or-treating and playing games.
Now then, tell me, what's your favorite part about Halloween?
My favorite, obviously the candy, and then also just seeing the little kids dressing up in multiple different costumes.
As you can see, it's a fun time here, bunch of nice snacks. Now, I think Andy's coming, so I'm gonna toss it back at you to the desk.
Big news broke today that will impact UNT sports as a whole.
I think I know where you're going with this, Hannah, but let's leave it to our sports anchor, Zach Fox, to tell us more.
That's right, ladies. Big news indeed. New teams, new hopes, and new beginnings. Stay tuned.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfies.
Nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
Okay, that's perfect. But I had a great time talking to you today. I have one more question. Is wrestling really real?
What?
Oh, hey, didn't see you there. Let's get started. This is a motor vehicle. This is the blinker mechanism. To use it, push it up for the right blinker and down to go left. You're welcome. It was easy.
It's official. The Mean Green are one of 6 new additions to the American Athletic Conference. This comes 6 weeks after the AAC lost Houston, Cincinnati, and Central Florida to the Big 12. Amidst the good news received this morning, Mean Green Athletics released a video as we now look ahead to the next chapter in UNT sports.
Breaking ground isn't anything new for us. From breaking glass ceilings, barriers, and records, to breaking brackets.
Bell for 3, it's good.
We know a thing or two about building things. More than a century later, we're still breaking new ground. UNT is the largest university in DFW, and we're just getting started. We compete for Denton, for all of North Texas, and for the American.
UNT Vice President and Director of Athletics Ren Baker spoke on behalf of UNT Athletics during a meeting with the AAC.
And on behalf of President Smatras, let me just say this is an exciting time for the University of North Texas. UNT has been on a continuous growth trajectory, and this is another step in that process.
UNT President Neil Smatras also held a press conference today discussing the realignment and stated, elevating our athletics program into a more prestigious conference like the American is a natural progression. This is an exciting new beginning for us. Rice, UTSA, Charlotte, FAU, and UAB are joining UNT in the move. UNT rival SMU also awaits, as the earliest that all 6 teams can join will be the 2023-2024 season. While the realignment will add some new competition to the schedule, UNT football presents its own challenges with their current schedule. UNT at 1-5 will host a 5-2 Liberty Flames. Now, this will be only the second time the Flames and Mean Green faced off in football. UNT won convincingly 47-7 at Liberty in 2018. Senior running back DeAndre Torrey is the only active North Texas offensive player to record a stat the last time these two squared off. He recorded 346 rushing yards on 51 carries. Now, Liberty, they look to strike revenge as UNT is searching for any sort of positivity after dropping 5 straight. Kickoff from Apogee Saturday at 3. And after going undefeated in the preseason, the Dallas Mavericks look to take those good vibes into Atlanta as they battle Trae Young and the Atlanta Hawks. Mavs look to get back to the playoffs and break the first-round curse as the Atlanta Hawks, well, they look to use last season's Eastern Conference Finals run as fuel for the 2021 season. Now, this will be Jason Kidd's first regular season game as head coach for the Dallas Mavericks. Nothing but high hopes and expectations for the team moving forward. Mavs at the Hawks tonight at 6:30. That's all for sports tonight. Hannah, Kayla, back to you.
If you ever felt like a one-week vacation isn't long enough, this is for you. Royal Caribbean is now offering a 274-night cruise, making stops on all 7 continents. What the cruise line is calling the ultimate world cruise, the voyage is on the serenade of the seas. Vessels will set and sail in December of 2023. The journey will stop in 65 countries and make it out of 11 out of 12 wonders of the world. Now, how about that? If you're looking for tickets, the first week of sales will only be open to the Royal Caribbean members with the elite status. That's pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, Kayla, with my stressful week, I think that cruise is just for me.
I know. We'll go together.
Perfect. Thanks for watching ntTV Nightly News.
Join us again tomorrow night at 6 here on North Texas Television.